And welcome everyone to the Riverside County Board Brief. My name is Pep Fernandez, and we give you a brief look at what took place during today's Riverside County Board of Supervisors meeting. Short-term rentals back on the agenda today. Let's take a look at some video from earlier this morning, and we had John Hildebrand, the planning director for the County of Riverside, in attendance addressing the board. And what they approved today unanimously, 5-0, was to extend the temporary moratorium on new short-term rentals in unincorporated Riverside County, specifically areas including wine country, the Idlewild areas, Idlewild area as well. And this will stay in effect until, well, the better part of 11 months, September 9th, 2023. When we're talking about Idlewild and we're talking about wine country, those are both in District 3 under Supervisor Chuck Washington. Supervisor Washington, as well as the chair of the board, Jeff Hewitt, both talking about short-term rentals and extending this temporary moratorium.
So that particular region, which belongs to all of us, needs more time for staff to work. And what I'd like to propose is that if this goes forward, that staff establish a citizens committee, much like the Wine Country Plan Committee, that could bring stakeholders together, including industry folks, to talk about how we arrive at something we can all live with, and let them do that work and then come back with a recommendation to the board. I think that everyone can respect. The same can be said about the Idlewild Pine Cove community, a very unique place in Riverside County.
Part of me would like to say no to this because I think it is too long. I don't like to see people's rights violated on any side. However, with the fact that I think we know we're addressing this, and by the way, without breaking the Brown Act, I think two of us could show up and be all right. I look forward to, should I get the chance to be part of these and part of these discussions. This is Supervisor Washington's area right now, but we still have votes that affect the lives of everybody there.
And that was Supervisor Hewitt and Supervisor Washington talking about short-term rentals. Also during today's Board of Supervisors meeting, a couple of the supervisors and our Chief Executive Officer, Jeff Van Wagenen, talking about the new fentanyl campaign here in Riverside County. Let's take a look at some video from a press conference from last week. It was to kick off the Faces of Fentanyl Awareness campaign here in the County of Riverside. You can see Supervisor Karen Spiegel, Sheriff Chad Bianco, Mike Hester, and the District Attorney, Dr. Jeffrey Leung, the Public Health Officer. Supervisor Washington was there as well, again, to kick off this big campaign about fentanyl. And there's a clip from one of the PSAs that you might find on your TV or maybe online somewhere, really trying to hit home the message of fentanyl and how dangerous it is. We had our CEO, again, Jeff Van Wagenen, talking more about it, and much of this campaign, in fact, almost all of it, the content that you see produced here by the talented folks at the County of Riverside. Here is Jeff Van Wagenen with more.
Thank you, Chair. And there's been a number of comments today already about the fentanyl campaign. I just wanted to add one more and really underscore the efforts of county staff. On the screens now is just a representative sample of the folks that were involved in developing the campaign. Wow. This came out of the fentanyl multidisciplinary ad hoc that has multiple departments working on it. Our goal in launching the public service announcement was to create something that didn't feel like it was a government PSA, that it was something that you could find on social media that would generate interest. We are especially proud that all of the creative material, whether it's the posts you see on social media or the actual PSA itself, was done in-house.
All right, that was CEO Jeff Van Wagenen. And finally, here on the board brief, we had one presentation today during the Board of Supervisors meeting, and that was regarding the California State Association of Counties, CSAC. Let's take a look at that video from earlier, because a couple of initiatives, programs here in the County of Riverside receiving the highest honor from CSAC, and that is the Challenge Award. We're talking about public health and their perinatal equity initiative, and also Take My Hand, Let Life Peer Chat program. So a couple of our programs recognized at the state level with Challenger Awards today. Here, talking more about the Challenge Awards during our Riverside County Board of Supervisors meeting. Of course, Supervisor Washington, who's actually the Vice President of CSAC right now and will be the President next year. Let's take a look at more.
Each year spotlights the most innovative and effective programs developed by California's 58 counties. That's the highest number of entries in the program's 28-year history. Over the years, the Riverside County has been one of the top recipients of Challenge Awards, and this past year was no exception. CSAC is proud to present a Challenge Award to the county for its Public Health Perinatal Equity Initiative. Riverside County data reveals that African American infants living in Riverside County are more likely to be born premature, more likely to be born with a low birth weight, and more likely to die during their first year of life.
Know how important it is that we address this really critical issue, and through our doula program and our fatherhood program, we're making tremendous strides towards improving perinatal outcomes among our African American women.
Next, I am honored to present Riverside County with the Challenge Award for its Take My Hand, Let Live Peer Chat program. The COVID-19 pandemic impacted the broad spectrum of health, physical, emotional, and mental.
Aside from the fact that our team was thrilled that we were able to support our community during these difficult times, we also had the opportunity to have our peer staff continue doing what they love to do, which is provide peer support.
Congratulations again to the Challenge Award winners here in the County of Riverside. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of the Board Brief. My name is Pep Fernandez. We appreciate you watching, and we will see you next time.